Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Fanlake Mamba and Offensive Aloy. We are in the building. A quick reminder guys, before you even watch this video, make sure that you click the subscribe button. You do what?
Click the subscribe button.
And you like, you share with your friends. It happened yesterday guys. Nasdaq live guys. We were trading with the members, with the students guys. So yesterday what happened is that we discovered something, that the session or the times of Nasdaq has been shifted from 16:30 to 15:30. So we only saw it like yesterday. We saw it yesterday, I and my mate. So like that one, we were like, okay, today we're not gonna be trading live with the members, but what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be showing you to, and we wanna confirm if the information that we found is really valid, because remember here we are all about trading live, so we're not gonna be putting students' money at risk with information that we haven't even verified ourselves. So we wanted to verify and check if it's valid. So we spotted the entry, as you saw guys. We spotted the entry, the candlestick rejected there at our key area there. Then we saw that this is a nice entry to the downside. If one of our students wanted to enter, they could have entered and we could have called the trade right there, because of it was a nice and perfect entry, which is aligning with everything fundamentally side. Everything was aligning with us, everything was fine, but we didn't really encourage people to enter, because of we saw that we still wanted to confirm if the changes are real, true. Yeah, so that's why. But everything is happening live,
guys. Before we go, all this is happening in the 3.0 Forex Chasers 3.0. We're trading live with our students. We have morning sessions and afternoon sessions each and every day, like from Monday to Friday. We're trading live with our students. We share signals, we share trading ideas, and we interact with our studios. So if you guys are not joining now, I don't know what's going on, but those who know what's going on in the 3.0, they are eating every day. So shout out to you guys. Peace.
Hi guys, it's your boy Fanlake Mamba. So I'm just gonna be doing a quick recap on Nasdaq yesterday, as to what happened on Nasdaq and how did we got to see. Because of one thing we noticed is that the 16:30 time has been changed to 15:30. So we noticed that. So we had a session yesterday. So you remember, before we do our entries and all that, you still need to do our weekly markings, our daily markings, our H1 and H4 markings, 15 and 5 minutes. That's where we find our entry. So but then on this case, I just started from H4 to find my H4 marking. As you can see, we have a high here, we have a low here, and then you can clearly see that if you can just check here, we have this this important area here. If you can just check here, price came in this area to test this area. You have our psychological level here, which is 12999, which if you can just round it off, you can find the psychological level. And you can just check here, market struggled to break this key area. Eventually it broke this area, came back to test it before it went up, came back again. Even here, if I can just zoom in a bit, even here, if you can just check, market failed to break in, but eventually it came back and it broke below. So we saw that market came back to test these areas again. So you can clearly see now and have a picture in your mind as to this is a very important area. You can clearly see even here, market came back to test this area and rejected. So now, as you can clearly see that we have this our area here as well below. You can clearly see that market failed to break this area, came to test it, failed for the first time. You can see it rejected this candlestick wick, closed below second candlestick, went above and closed, but we came back to test it with this candlestick. As you can clearly see, finally we broke below. You can clearly see that market has been respecting this key area. If I can just come as well as here, you can see that market had a bit of hard time breaking this area, but eventually broke, came in to test it again, had a hard time breaking this key area here. You can see it went down to gain some strength before it can push to the upside, and came back for a retest. After it has broken, came back for a retest, then you can see it shooting. Now you can see that it came back from that retest as well again, so we see it pushing to the upside, but we can clearly see that now market is ranging in between these two key areas. So when the market is ranging, it becomes even more easier to trade a ranging market, because of that this is where you enter. For an example, that this is where you're gonna find your entry and this is where you're gonna find your exit. So it's a bit more simple. You enter somewhere here and then you're looking for your exit to be somewhere here, and then along the way you can find scaling in position if maybe you missed this trade entry here, or you want to add more to your positions. So now you can clearly see that we've done our markings here. You can clearly see very respectable marking. If you can just check here as well, you can see that we have a very nice and strong level of support, which is our H4 marking. So I would like to keep everything simple, just to have two markings above the price and two markings below the price to make everything clear, so that I don't have so many lines on my chart to a point whereby I don't even understand if this is a support or resistance or what. So I don't want to confuse myself. I just want to keep everything simple. So now if you can just check here, remember guys, I always tell you this thing is that we don't trade based on support and resistance or our markings. We trade based on what is price action telling us. So we want to listen and look at what is PA telling us at this point in time. So you can clearly see that here we have an evening star formation. So this was going to be a nice entry to the downside, obviously having our target all the way to the downside to this our area here. So now you can clearly see that the market again printed this continuation pattern, which is a commitment. If maybe you missed this entry here, you'll find this continuation pattern to continue pushing to the downside. So you can see even here we have market breaking below this minor area here, because you can see I just used this crosshair here to just make sure that it doesn't collide with my major or my big marking area. So remember guys, I make these ones, I don't make them lines, I make them zones, so that I know that sometimes the market won't turn exactly at the line, but it will turn at the zone. So when I'm doing the zone, it's either I'm taking it from the candlestick, from the highest candlestick to from the body of the candlestick to the close of the body candlestick below. So you can clearly see this is how I draw my key areas. So now as you can clearly see that we are at this area, and it was about 1525. So you can clearly see that the market rejected. So the next candlestick that's going to happen, we expect it to do what? We expect it to push to the downside, because remember the psychology behind this rejection candlestick is that buyers came into the market, tried to push the market to the upside, trying to break this key area here that we have minor key area, but it failed to break it because of what? Because of there are a lot of sellers that are in here. They end up pushing price, and you can clearly see that this candlestick closed bearish to show that, or to tell us that sellers have won their battle. So I'm just gonna click the replay button so that you can clearly see. Okay, so now you can clearly see that we have all this momentum to the downside, shooting to the downside. So now what I can just do, I can just make my markings here to say, okay, we are looking at this key area here as well, because if you can clearly see that we have market rejecting here. We want to see how the next candlestick is gonna close, because of this is now acting as our minor support. So you can clearly see that the next candlestick as again came back to test this area, didn't really come and touch here, but you can clearly see that it closed below here. So this is where we closed our position, as to market is indeed failing to break this key area here. But if you entered somewhere here, you just move your stop loss and be aggressive to say, if market continue to push to the downside, then I don't want to continue to push or reject this area. I don't want to be in this trade. So you can just move your stop loss to this area, because if you can just check where I put my crosshair, it is an important and an area that makes sense to putting your stop loss to it. So you can clearly see that this candlestick could have checked you out, and then we are out of the position, and you can clearly see that even this one failed to break below this key area here. So now you can clearly see that it was a very nice decision for us to put our stop loss here and to close our position, because you can clearly see that market has been failing to break this area, and every time it tries to break, it closes it closes above. So it means there are buyers that are sitting here waiting to push the market to the upside. So what I can do, I can just make this a zone instead of making it what, instead of making it a candlestick. So you can a line, I mean, so you can clearly see that market respected this key area here. So this is what happened on Nasdaq 1530, guys. We saw that volatility coming into the market, and then we were out of the trade. So now you can clearly see that what is happening is that market, when it respected this key area here, after it's printed this evening star here, someone could have found an entry, buy entry here, because of we are at what, we are at support, and you can clearly see that the market did what, it failed to break this support, but now it's pushing to the upside. So could have capitalized on this move, because you can clearly see it was easy for a price to break this resistance and come back for a test, to test it, and then we might see it continue pushing all the way to the upside. Thank you so much, guys. It's your boy Fanake Mamba signing out.